Okay, this is Mark Bergman, and I'm here with Toni Collins, who is a 2007 graduate of Mount Union College, or the University of Mount Union, and she is currently working here at ESPN in Bristol, Connecticut. Hi, Toni. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career path?
Yeah, I graduated from Mount Union in 2007, and from then it was a little bit tough because we graduated, but we want experience. So I didn't have that experience. I ended up interning in Univision. I'm bilingual, so that helped me get my first internship. It was in Spanish. So I was at Univision for about a year. I did everything from reality TV shows to logging scripts to getting coffee to getting, I remember carrying anchors' dresses. But at the same time, I did a fake demo because I didn't have a demo. So I ended up hiring a friend, and we went around the city in Miami and we did fake stand-ups and fake reads for news, right? I sent out my video. McAllen, Texas, out of all the markets, McAllen, Texas was the one that saw the video. They gave me an interview. I flew out to McAllen, but before that, I apologize, I transported. I got my first job in radio. So I was doing the graveyard shift. I was from midnight to 7 a.m. Just listening to stuff, sports talk, and I was only there for 6 months until the McAllen called. So that was my first TV job, and I was very lucky. I worked for a dual TV station, so it had Spanish, Univision, and then Fox was English. So I was a local reporter. I started there as Spanish at 5 p.m. Then it was at 9 p.m. was Fox, and then at 10 was Spanish again. So it was having 2 stories, English, Spanish, and then sometimes even a 3rd story. So that was the beginning, and then I heard that a position in Dallas opened for sports. That's what I originally wanted, and I graduated with a minor in sports management, communications major. And I applied, I auditioned, and they told me yes. that was that for a year in 2011, Dallas. And then I was very lucky as well because Univision, the company I was working for, opened up a sports network. And then they asked local talent from the affiliates to send a demo. I sent my demo and I got pulled to Univision. I've been in Univision for about a year. ESPN came calling and I came and auditioned, and 2 years later, after they originally called for the audition, I'm here. It's a little bit long.
Yeah, but now how was it going through some of those smaller markets? I mean, was that challenging?
It was very challenging. It was very tough because you're put in a situation that you've never been in, with probably by yourself. My situation was I moved to McAllen. I knew nobody. I've never been on the field itself. Yeah, we had projects in school, but it was never like you were in the real world. It was challenging, but through every experience you keep learning. And it was like riding a bike. You started with a tricycle, then you were riding the bike, and it took me a good 5 months to get comfortable getting the hang of everything because it was two different stations essentially, same crew, but we had to put out different material, and it was a learning experience. But it's best because they make you do everything in local. Nobody can tell you don't know how to produce, you don't know how to do sports or weather or anything. Because at some point you do everything.
I remember you as a weather person.
Yeah, I did weather too.
Now, what are some of your responsibilities here at ESPN?
Here at ESPN, I work with the digital department. So whatever you guys see on ESPN.com comes is an article, comes attached with a video for personalization. Those videos play also another outlets such as Apple TV, and also your phones, the internet. So if they don't click a SportsCenter segment, or for example, if it's an NFL story and Adam Schefter didn't talk about it, then they ask us to put video for it, so we get an analyst or the reporter to break it down for us in 2 minutes, because we've learned that the attention span of the viewer or the fan is going to smaller segments, smaller time segments. So we started at 3:30 about 2 years ago. Now we're at 2:30, pushing into 2:30, but they want you catching in, question, answer, question, tag out.
Okay. And now, in terms of advice for college students that maybe want to get into this industry, what kind of advice might you have?
You told us this in our class. You said you really have to love what you're doing, because there's like the cases of like a Katie Couric and the glamour and everything. It's very, very rare. You really have to enjoy what you're doing, and as corny as it's like if you love what you do, it's not a day of work in your life. And I enjoy coming to work. I enjoy being able to be where I'm at and the experiences that have led me to where I'm at.
In terms of a typical day here at ESPN, can you take us through real quick how your day goes?
So there's two shifts for my department. There's two shifts. It's either you're in the 8 in the morning to 5 or 5 to 1 p.m. You come in. You're getting emails throughout the night of what's going on in sports. So there's never an excuse like, hey, you didn't know I fell asleep. I know, but you got your email. So I wake up. I check my emails. I go on the website to see what doesn't have what's in the front page because there's somebody always like curating the website. So do that. I get in by 8. Have makeup at 8:15. Out of makeup by 8:30, and then headlines start coming down. Or we start calling reporters. Hey, we need to add video to this and that. Can you give us 5 minutes? And we do the interviews then, and we put the videos together. And it's like that throughout the entire day. Sometimes we have a schedule with the analysts that are in house, such as Louis Riddick or Adam Schefter or whatever sport's making the headline that we'll do videos with. So it's busy. It's nonstop.
What would you give advice in terms of the skills that you learned while at Mount Union that you're still using today?
You know what? The toughest thing has been time management, just because of how the stories come through. It's not like, oh, hey, we have a story that's going to be ready for 2 more hours. No, you have that story, and there could be another story right before that or after that. So what I think I learned at Mount Union was how to manage my time, how to prioritize. And also so they give me 5 assignments, 5 stories that can come in. You can't be thinking you have to take them by one, but learning how to prioritize that thinking. Because if you start doing a little bit of everything, you're just gonna feel overwhelmed, and then you end up mixing sports or names and stuff. So it was really the focus, the time management, and the prioritizing that I learned through the classes and through having the different classes even that was one of the biggest things.
What is the most difficult thing about your job?
The most difficult thing about my job is definitely not getting it wrong, because it could be from NBA to NFL to college basketball to bracketology, and being able to have the viewer trust you that you're telling me the correct thing, that you're not just reading a prompter. That's been the hardest. You don't want to feel that for the viewer, because once you lose your credibility, it's tough. And I got very lucky. I get to record my segments. When I've done live TV, when the Monday night baseballs and stuff, that hey, a play just happened. They tell you Joey Bats, home run to left, go, and you just go. But you want to get the information right. Hey, it was his 20th home run, or hey, it's not getting it wrong, because you don't want to lose that credibility.
And what is the most rewarding or your favorite thing about this work?
Being able to tell stories, and maybe not for a play-by-play, but I do get to go out in the field. And for example, it was a kid that was an immigrant, and he got deported, and he was supposed to be one of the top prospects in baseball. He got deported. His dream is on the line, limbo. So we flew out to Tijuana. That's what I like about ESPN. I told him a story that if you can get it done, they get it done. Flew out to Tijuana, told this story. The Marlins ended up drafting him in a little later rounds, but he still has a chance to follow his dream. They gave him the visa. So being able to tell a story and make a difference in someone, even if it's just telling a story, I just think that's feeling in the world.
Well, you certainly do a fantastic job from what I've seen on ESPN, and you're a very talented person. And
learning, everyday learning. That's another thing. You can never think that you know more than anyone or less than anyone. Just learn, listen, because every day I know it sounds so corny, but every day I learn something, and it's helped me to where I am today.
That's fantastic. Well, thanks for sharing some time with us today.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.